I hope you had a good night's sleep and you were able to put some of the things we looked at on Monday, yesterday, into practice. Is that right? Okay, so let's see by way of recap, okay, what we've been studying from Monday until yesterday. Let's do this quickly in the next 5 minutes. Yes, Ross? If you read and you reread, it is not necessarily learning, right? Why that? Why do you think that when you keep just reading and rereading, it does not amount to learning? Why is that the case? You are not interacting. He used a term there, a terminology there. You are not interacting with the text you are reading. Okay? So what it means is that you are not actively engaging what you are studying. Any other person who had something different from what Ross has said? Vic, and help us. This is just a recap. The next 5 minutes, we are done. Move on to what we have to do today. You should study for short periods and take short breaks. Why that? Yes, why that? Why do we have to study for short periods and take short breaks when needed? Why do we need that? Doreen? Yes. To refresh the brain. Yes, I want you to use the right words. To refresh the brain. During the period of refreshing the brain, what happens? If you want to speak, put up your hand. That is when the link or the bond between the neurons in your brain are consolidated, are strengthened, and you are able to store the information you've learned better. Is that okay? Yeah. Any other contribution? We'll move on to the next lesson. Zuriel, can you help us with something? Remember, we first looked at how the learning brain works. And based on how the learning brain works, we came up with two very important learning methods that are suitable for the way the brain learns. Can you tell us one? You see, these are not things that you'll be examined on. Nobody will ask you how does a learning brain work, okay? But you need to know how your brain works when you are learning, so that when you go to school, you apply the right learning methods. We said that the brain wants to see things repeatedly, okay? So one of the learning methods you should apply is to practice regularly. Isn't that what you said? What else did we say? What is the other learning method? You should revise after 24 hours, but that's part of the repeated learning process. Vic said it. I intentionally asked again.